Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony Wall Street Trader. It's 6:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on August 30th, 2021. And this is not financial advice. Videos intended for educational purposes only. Click the subscribe, click the bell, and click the thumbs up. Let's go show the greatness of the graph. Intraday Updates in the twitterlink.com below the video. Now let's get straight into what we all want to see, the markets. Not a lot going on, folks. The last couple of days have been sort of modest for the graph, which is not bad because I kind of look at it as a consolidation period. Now, it does look ominously like a potential head and shoulders pattern. I'm sorry, here's the graph relative to dollar. So here's like a shoulder, here's a head, and here's another shoulder. Now, this shoulder could either really be a head and shoulders pattern, for which case it could go down here and potentially maybe a little below that. I don't see it going down below 76 if it is a head and shoulders pattern. However, there is also a longer-term trend line that has been forming where it has been support and resistance along the way. Now, clearly, we've been over this upward rising dotted line. I put the dotted line there because I'm not 100% sure that we're going to follow this, but we're going to track this pretty tightly. And I'm going to make sure we tweet this out as we go. Where we are right now is we are on an upward trajectory going back since the beginning of August. We have to stay over this line. If we drop past this dotted line, unfortunately, I think the next leg down goes down to 76, 77 cents. But you shouldn't be worried about it if you're a long-term holder. That's what I keep telling you. Don't look at the day-to-day stuff. I'm just showing you the day-to-day stuff. If you're not in, you might want to really get a good entry point here. You might want to wait it out. But if you're already in, you shut your eyes. You just let it ride. But, again, or look for a better price to add to your position. Again, I don't know anything about any of your risk profiles. Seek out a financial advisor if you need additional advice or any advices for that matter. Now, let's go take a quick look at where I'm at. I bought it at 81 cents. Where are we now? We're higher. We're still higher, but not as high as we were just earlier. That being said, let's take a look at what the underlying components are of the U.S. dollar. I want to know, am I going to break that dotted line or not? And the graph U.S. dollar is that chart that we just looked at. So we want to see by looking at where the graph will go by looking at the inner strength and by looking at the benchmark. Inner strength usually counts a little bit more. So let's go take a look at the graph's inner strength or the graph relative to Bitcoin, GRT BTC. All right. We are over. It looks like we have a fairly reasonable line of support here. Again, it kind of an ominously looking head and shoulders pattern. I don't like to see this, but at the same time, we could be drawing out a dotted line here as well, just as easily as the other one. So again, if we break through here, we could be down, going back down to 1700, possibly down a little further than that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're too much in a bull run right now in the altcoin market. I think every bearish looking pattern will likely fail in the near term. And there's only one way to find out. Well, I can tell. Well, for a couple of reasons. One, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing well. Bitcoin's on a rising channel here. It is ziplining again on that green line that I continue to say will go to 80,000 by the end of the year. And this line was drawn a long time ago. Look, I had that line drawn before we even hit 29,000. I had the line drawn back here, probably up here somewhere. We went all the way down, and we're back trending onto that line. Now, here's the situation. Why I think altcoins will do well and why I think a lot of those bearish altcoin patterns will fail is because not only is Bitcoin going up, but the Bitcoin dominance pair is going down. And that typically means a very bullish sign for altcoins, generally speaking. Look at the vertical drop that just happened just over the past day. We were at 44.21. It's almost 1% in movement of market value from Bitcoin to the altcoin market. All right, remember, it's almost $2 trillion of cryptos in total. A 1% difference. Do the math on $1 trillion. That's $10 billion worth of capital moving from Bitcoin into the altcoin market. Now, and remembering that Bitcoin continues to also be in a rising trend. So that's very, very significant. And that's what makes me feel very bullish on the graph as a whole, even the graph relative to Bitcoin, knowing that the altcoin market has a good amount of rally left in it. So again, I'm not 100% bullish on the graph, but I am 100% bullish on Bitcoin. I am 100% bullish on generally altcoin based on the dominance pair. So therefore, I have to be bullish on the graph relative to US dollar. So I anticipate that we will stay over this dotted line here on the graph US dollar pair for some time, and we're going to continue to monitor this. If it breaks below 85, I would say, we might have another shot of going back up, or even 83. It could come down here and then pop back up. But we have to keep our eye on this. This is going to be tracked very tightly. Follow my Twitter link. You'll find me out there tweeting away on this stuff. Take it easy, folks.